Hi, we've got a nice differentiation question here. So it says, show that the x-coordinates of the turning points of the curve with the equation y equals f of x satisfy the equation tan x equals 4. So we have got our equation f of x is equal to 10e to the minus 0.25x times by sine x. Okay, so the turning points, so in other words, the turning points are going to be where f dashed of x is equal to 0. So what we need to do is we need to differentiate our f of x. Now this is a product because we have two things that are multiplied together. So I'm going to call my u 10e to the minus 0.25x and my v sine x. So let's have a look and see what our u dashed is going to be. So our u dashed, using the chain rule, is going to be 10 times by minus 0.25 times by e to the minus 0.25x. Okay, so therefore u dashed is in fact equal to minus 2.5 e to the minus 0.25x. V dashed is going to be cos x. Okay, so we've got our u dashed and our v dashed. Now the formula for the product rule is it's u dashed v add u v dashed. I always seem to remember that back to front for some reason, so you'll probably most often see it in the textbook as that one there and that one there, but unfortunately it's lodged in my brain back to front, but it makes no difference because of the way that it's an add. So we have f dashed of x is therefore equal to u dashed, which is minus 2.5 e to the minus 0.25x. So that's our u dashed times by rv which is sine x, plus u, which is 10 e to the minus 0.25x, times by our v dashed, which is cos x. And this is equal to 0 for a turning point. Okay, so let's take out, as a common factor here, let's take out a common factor of e to the minus 0.25x, I would say, to start off with. So we're going to say e to the minus 0.25x times by minus 2.5 sine x plus 10 cos x equals 0. Okay, now we could take out more than that, but we'll just leave it like that for now. Now we're hitting a really key, super important point actually. This scenario that we're presented with right here is very, very common. I see this come up very frequently, and students often do not know what to do with it. So we're trying to think about what are our solutions to this expression, and I can't emphasize this enough. This is so important. The first thing to notice is that this is a negative exponential. Okay, so in other words, as x tends to infinity, e to the minus 0.25x tends towards 0, but it is never actually gets there, so it never equals 0. Okay, so anytime you've got something exponential like that, a negative exponential times something, you never need to worry about there being a solution coming from this. So there's going to be no solutions coming from this bracket here. So the only thing, the way that's going to equal 0 is if this equals 0. Okay, so we've got minus 2.5 sine x add 10 cos x equals 0. So let's take that over to the other side. So 10 cos x equals 2.5 sine x. Let's now divide both sides by cos and divide by 2.5. So 10 over 2.5 is equal to sine x divided by cos x. And 2.5 goes into 10 4 times. So 4 is equal to tan x as required. Like that. Okay, so that's our part A done for 4 marks. Really nice application of the product rule. And as I say, look out for this. Commit this to memory. This is a key idea. You are almost guaranteed to come across this kind of notion as you practice exam questions. Okay, part B. Figure 3 shows a sketch of part of the curve with the equation y equals f of x. The sketch of the graph of h against t, where h of t is equal to the modulus of that. Okay, so we've got to try and sketch h of t. Now, h of t is the modulus of the original curve. So remember that what the modulus function does is, the way it works is, something is positive, it effectively leaves it alone, but if it's negative, it puts a minus in front of it to like make it go positive. So what's going to happen is the positive bits are going to stay where they are, but the bits that are negative are going to get reflected up. So they've come up from where they were negative, like that. So that is our graph of h of t, which is equal to the modulus of 10 e to the minus 0.25 t sine t, like so. Okay, so that's our graph. All right, label that there, h of t, and label that t, and put that as 0. So that's that for 2 marks. Okay, now part, what's the next bit? The function h of t is used to model the height in meters of a ball above the ground t seconds after it is being kicked. Using the model, find the maximum height of the ball above the ground between the first and second bounce. Okay, so here's a ball. It gets kicked up in the air. This is bounce number 1. This is bounce number 2. So the maximum height in between bounce 1 and bounce 2 is here, like that. Okay. So now this, I think, is a little bit tricky and a little bit subtle. Okay, what they're saying here is all of the turning points of our equation were solutions to the equation tan x is equal to 4. Okay, now this h of t graph here is just the modulus of f of x, essentially. So what that means is each one of these maximum points here is a solution to the equation tan t equals 4. Okay, because this is just like a rearranged version of that equation. So we can see that the maximum height in between the first and second bounces of the ball is going to equate to the second solution of tan t equals 4. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do inverse tan of 4. Now, are we in radians? We ask ourselves, and we say to ourselves, yeah, we've got to be in radians because we're differentiating trig. And anytime you're differentiating trig, it only works if you're in radians. Okay, so inverse tan of 4. Okay, which is a really good point, actually, because in this question, there isn't anything here. Like, there's nothing that would, you could easily get caught out by this question because there's no radians or anything to kind of like make you realize that that's the case. In order to get the correct solution to this, you just need to know that if you're differentiating trig, then by definition you have to be working in radians. Okay, so that's a really important point where I think you could lose marks. So I've made sure I'm in radians. I've done inverse tan of 4, which gives me my first solution is 1.32 radians. So my next solution is I'm going to be adding 180 degrees, which is pi radians. Okay, so 4.467 is my second solution. So t was equal to inverse tan of 4, and then the second solution was that t is equal to 4.467. Okay, so that's what we've got here. T is 4.467 occurs there. So we just need to find out the height at that particular point. So therefore we need to work out h of 4.467. Let's just do that. That's going to go into there, so that's going to be the modulus of 10 times e to the minus 0.25 times by 4.47 times by sine of 4.47, like so. And then when we put that into our calculator, that turns out to be 3.18 meters when we give our answer to 3 significant figures. Okay, so yeah, quite a subtle point there, that each one of these maximum is a solution to the equation tan t is 4 that we worked out in part A. Now, there's a modelling assumption next. It says explain why this model should not be used to predict the time of each bounce. Okay, so there's a real subtle difference between what's going on here and real life. each one of these bounces in this particular model, they're all like the same distance apart from each other. However, in real life, that's not what happens. In real life, not only does the amplitude of the bounce decrease, but the time between the bounces decreases as well. So actually, in real life, the time in between the bounces gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So whereas this model, all of these distances between the bounces are the same. And that's really what they're looking for. So we should not use this model to predict the time of each bounce, because in reality, the time between each bounce will decrease. Okay, perfect. Really nice little question. Quite like that question. It's a good one. So I hope you found that helpful. Remember, if you're enjoying these videos, finding them useful for your revision, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, that would be great. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.